with provision and contingent liability. Now we'll move on with contingent assets. Okay. So when it is a contingent, it means that it is not recognized in the financial statement. Okay, because it does not fulfill. Okay, asset is more. The condition is more strict, right? If you don't visually certain, if you are not visually certain that you can collect the amount, then it cannot be recognized in the financial statement. So the MFRS137 define contingent asset as a possible asset that arises from past event, and the existence will be confirmed only by the occurrence or non-occurrence of one or more uncertain future event. So the ability of the company to earn the asset is depending on other factor, then it will be considered as a contingent asset. Alright. Now there are different level for the contingent asset, but because I mentioned just now, it is more strict. You only recognize the asset in the financial statement when the amount that you will get is virtually certain. If it goes lower level, if it is probable, okay, if it is probable that you will get the amount, then it is only disclosed. Right, and if it is possible, then you will ignore. So that's the condition for asset. So when it is a contingent asset, you shall not recognize it in SWP. So you will disclose in the notes to the financial statement only when the inflow of benefit is probable. Okay, because probable here, that means you have to disclose in the notes. If it is less than 50%, it means that it is possible. Then you should ignore, means that you don't have to disclose at all. Okay, example. In December 2013, Aznil Entertainment filed a lawsuit of 4.5 million against Jasco for using his image in Jasco recent advertising campaign. A verdict was given in favor of Aznil, but the hearing to determine the amount of damages will only be held in February 2014. So Aznil Entertainment is actually who filed the lawsuit. So Aznil is expected to receive money from the claim, from the damages. So he expect to receive an asset, but the result, okay, the amount, to determine the amount, will only be known in February 2014. So it means here that there is a possibility that Aznil will receive the money. That's why you cannot recognize it as an asset in the financial statement, because the amount is not virtually certain. Okay, the amount is not virtually certain for you to recognize it in the financial statement. So as a contingent asset, so it will be shown as a disclosure in the notes to the account, and there is no journal entry required. Reimbursement and related expenses to a provision will be treated as a separate asset. The amount recognized should not exceed the amount of provision, and the expenses relating to the provision may be presented net of the amount recognized for a reimbursement. Okay, ni macam pulangan balik lah. Okay, ni contoh. In 2014, the river near one of the steel plant operated by Rollo was found to be polluted. The water pollution has killed aquaculture and riverside crop, damaging the nearby seafood farms. So the local authority have written demanding the company take steps in restoring the damages done to the environment and compensate local farmer. Okay, so the local authority require the company to restore the damage. Okay, so the estimated cost of restoring and cleaning up the river may reach 5 million. The compensation to local farmer may cost the company double that amount. So there are two things that the company need to do: to restore and clean the river, and then to compensate the local farmer. In addition, Rolo expect to spend 3 million in making improvement to the plant to ensure that it is environmentally safe. And then improve pula plant tu supaya in future tak berlaku lagi pollution. So Rolo has an insurance policy and the insurers have agreed in writing to pay compensation of 7 million. Okay, so you get compensation. So how do you treat this? Is there any obligating past event? Yes, when the river is polluted. What is a present obligation? That is a legal obligation when the authority demand the company to implement and to clean the damage, okay, and to pay to the local farmer. So is it reliable estimate? So they have mentioned about the cost of clean up and the cost of compensation. Future capital expenditure is 3 million. Okay, this one is for future prevention. So of course future capital expenditure cannot be recognized as a provision. So provision here will be 15 million. Okay, this one 5 plus 10. So reimbursement relates to 7 million of the insurance claim. So that is the reimbursement. So syarat dia tadi, okay, the expenses relating to a provision, okay, the amount recognized shall not exceed the amount of provision. So based on the example, provision is 15 million, reimbursement is 7 million. So this is the journal entry. The compensation receivable here, okay, you have not received, so it is a compensation receivable. The provision is 15 million, and therefore costs you incur as a result from the provision after deducting the compensation receivable is only 8 million. So untunglah because they ada insurance. Okay, so the treatment, the company has a legal obligation to restore the damage and to pay compensation to the local resident. So provision of 50 million will have to be made. The insurance as a liability, so the insurance company will be treated as a separate asset and the amount of expenses for the carrier will be reduced to 8 million. Okay, referring to this one lah, expenses, because you are receiving an asset. 3 million relating to the capital improvement is not provision, but because it related to the future expenditure. So this is in terms of presentation in the financial statement. Okay, cleanup cost, okay, 4 million. So the compensation receivable and the provision for cleanup costs. Okay, okay, this is a summary. If there is a syarat, dia ada 3 tadi, present obligation due to past event, the outflow is probable, the amount can be reliably estimated. So it fulfill all the 3 criteria, then yes, it is a provision. Okay, and then the journal entry of course will be debit, expenses, credit, provision. Okay, if let's say it only fulfill 2 criteria, but the amount cannot be reliably estimated, then it is contingent liability, so we will only disclose in the notes to the account. If let's say the present obligation is there, okay, it fulfill the present obligation, but the outflow is not probable, okay, it is only possible, then you also consider as a contingent liability and disclose. Okay, if it is a possible, disclose. If it is remote, then you will ignore the liability. Okay. For asset, okay, if it is a virtually certain, then you will recognize it as an asset and income. Okay, that means you will get the money. How much? It's 10,000 for example. So debit, bank, credit, revenue. So that's why asset and income increase. If it is probable, so you only disclose in the notes. If it is possible and remote for asset, it will be ignored. So asset is more strict, okay, in terms of whether to recognize or disclose in the notes to the account. If it is a liability, if it is virtually certain and probable, yes, you will show it as a contingent liability. If it is possible, if it is certain, virtual and probable, it will be shown as a provision. If it is possible, then you show it as a contingent liability and show it in the notes to the account. If it is remote, then you will ignore, meaning that you don't have to disclose at all. Okay, that's all. Thank you.